Hey, welcome back. Glad you could be with me today. And I'm going to take you into the arena in just a minute and talk about something that, well, kind of relates to lots of things I've said and things recently that I've had in videos even. But I want to do a little disclaimer first before we get started is whenever I demonstrate something, I want you, I usually say it at the time, but I really got to emphasize that just because I do something a certain way does not mean that you have to. Absolutely not. No. In fact, I don't want you to do things my way. I've told you that before too. I want you to do things your way. And that's kind of what this is all about, is playing around with different things and experimenting and figuring out what works best for you so that you can do it your way. I don't want you to do it my way. I'm just showing you possibilities is all I'm showing you. I'm just showing you that by using the processes that I promote, that these are the things I come up with. And I kind of explain how I come up with them a bit and how you can use them and all that stuff. But at no time am I ever going to tell you, this is what you need to be doing, because, well, no, it's not what you need to be doing. You need to be doing your thing, and you need to be the best you that you can be. But to get there, well, you probably have to take a little advice from me. Oh, that's a scary thought, taking advice from me. Who said that? Is there somebody else here? Oh, anyhow, like I said, the whole purpose of this video is to show you possibilities, how you can approach problems, how you can figure out different ways of doing things, and all the multitudes of different ways you can do things, because I'm always coming up with things that I've never heard of anybody else doing. I've never seen in a video, I've never read about in an article, I've never seen in a book, and they work. But it's basically a case of, how's that expression go? Necessity is the mother of invention. Well, out of necessity, I come up with these things because it's what works in the given situation. And depending on your given situation, you're going to have to come up with something unique to you and your horse and your situation and your facilities and all. I'm just repeating myself now. I'll be talking about that in just a minute when we go in there, because that's where we're going in just a moment. And I'm going to introduce you. No, not introducing. You've met him before. I've already introduced him. But I'm going to show you what I've been working on, one of the many things I've been working on actually, with that off-the-track thoroughbred. And I'm going to show you something that I came up with that, well, maybe you can use a variation of it or use it as an idea for something, I don't know what. But I'm just going to show you what I've been doing, okay? Come on, let's go in the arena here. Show you what I'm working on. And I thought I'd talk about, well, it's sort of kind of a little bit what I talked about in my last video. I talked about how a good horseman is an experimenter. And I've talked about this a few times. And actually, I'm going to incorporate a whole bunch of things I've talked about, or at least mentioned. And some I think I actually even did videos on. But I said that one size does not fit all. There's always got to be a different way of doing things depending on the horse. No two horses are alike, absolutely not. And part of the experimenting thing is you've got to constantly be figuring out what's going to actually work or what you can come up with. Sometimes you got to get pretty creative, and sometimes you got to come up with things that, well, really have nothing to do with horses normally. And there's a fellow by the name of Tom Dorrance. If you don't know who he is, you've been probably living under a rock. Probably one of the greatest horsemen that ever lived, and was probably more famous after his passing, which actually wasn't all that long ago. I think he passed about 20 years or so ago, somewhere around there. But one of the things he used to say at clinics quite often that would drive people crazy when they'd want to know how to solve a problem. And well, what's the solution to the problem? And his answer was invariably, it depends. And I don't think, as much as that annoyed people, I don't think you could have given a more accurate answer, really, because it depends on you, depends on the horse, depends on the situation, depends on the facilities you have to work with. And, well, you take all of those things and, in various forms, and you could have thousands, literally thousands of answers to a single problem. And it all depends which one of those thousands that you actually need. Now, in my last video, I said I had to get a little creative and think, figure out what I had to do with this guy. And again, today we were doing something with him, and I'm going to show you in just a minute, because I came up with something that well, it's not in the book. I've never read the book, but it was something a little bit out of the usual, and I thought I'd try it on him because I kind of hit a bit of a stumbling block when it come to a certain situation, and so I tried something a little bit different, and I'm going to share it with you right now. Just give me a minute. I'm going to put a lead on this guy and step out a little further where you get a better view of what we're doing, and I'll explain what I'm doing. Well, you will notice, again, I have my flag with me because it just, well, I was having a bit of an issue. Now, one of the things that you probably know by now is that because of his separation anxiety, he's always worried about the other horses, and he's paying more attention to what's going on outside, not necessarily to me, and that's not good. One of our goals is actually to get him paying attention to me. Nice fella. And sometimes he does, but not always. Sometimes, like now, he's a little focused on other things. And when he's focused on other things, he doesn't respond to the cues. Now, it's not that he doesn't know, because on a good day, I don't even have to touch him to get him to do the things I want. But other times, I actually have to press pretty hard on his side. Oh, no, I don't even touch him today. Okay, we've done this a couple of times, and that's how well it worked. See, if he's distracted, he doesn't respond like that. And same is true when I put my hand out and want to disengage. If he's paying attention, I don't even have to touch him. But he's not, oh, there he goes. He's half paying attention. But you'll see, I'm not even touching him. And how did we get there? Well, I was having a bit of a struggle, because what I would do is I would actually touch him, and then I would press, and sometimes I had to press fairly hard before he'd finally respond. And I don't like having to do that. I want to just point at his side, and he'll move. And you see right now, he's not moving. He's not paying attention to me. I'm going to touch his side. Oh, it didn't take much. He caught on quick. But that's because we've done what I'm about to show you here. Like I said, you'll notice I got my flag with me, but it's out behind me. And my hand is right at the end of the handle, so that my fingers are past the end of the handle. So when I point at his side, I'm not using the flag, I'm using my fingers. But I want this thing handy, because I was having trouble getting his attention back on me. And sometimes it just doesn't take much, but a little more than what I could do with my bare hands. So what I'd do is I'd come up to him and I'd touch him, which I'm actually not going to do right at the moment, because he probably will respond. But if he didn't respond right away, I'd just give the flag a little wiggle like that, and away he went. Then he got it, his attention immediately came back on me, because something's going on in this direction. You see it? I don't know if I was over far enough. But just, he's concerned to hear some people and another horse out there. So he's not paying attention like he should. That's okay, I don't care. Don't want to pay attention, that's fine. Good for the demo. Because what I did, and then I'd do it from the other side, switch hands again. My fingertips are past the end of the handle. I'm not poking him with the handle of the flag. I'm using my hand just like I normally would. And, okay. I think we've already remedied the problem, so, well, at least to a certain extent. Because it's working way too good now. I'm having trouble showing you what I was doing. And now that he's turned around. But I'm going to see if he'll respond to my hand without the flag now. See. Oh, not bad. I did have to touch him, though. I just barely touched him. But he's definitely concerned with other things. That's okay. No, I didn't ask you to move, sir. No, I didn't ask you to move. So now I'm going to have him turn around, come back over there. But he still keeps flipping his head over to the other side. No, I didn't ask you to move. Good man. Well, again, I'm going to repeat it, what I did. If he'll not respond. This worked way too well today. I was really surprised. And this is something I just came up with today, because I was doing what I usually do, and it wasn't working. I had to exert too much pressure in order to get his attention. So I thought I need one more little thing, just a little flick or noise or something to get his attention back on me, so he'd look over this way. And that's why I came up with the flag. And again, I'm not using the flag on him. I'm just touching him with my fingers, and if he doesn't respond the minute I touch him, I just give the flag a little wiggle like that. He suddenly realizes I'm talking to him, and now he's doing what I want without even touching him. So I just thought I'd share that one with you. It's kind of a short one, but just one more way you can employ a flag, and you don't have to direct it at the horse. It can be just something to get the horse's attention, quick little flick, and all of a sudden, oh, what's that? So I just thought I'd share that one with you. That probably wasn't the greatest demo in the world, and it's actually gotten so darn good it's can't really show you very well anymore. Although, he's not responding again. I got pressure on the lead and he's not responding. So okay, maybe we can do it again. I'm going to try it again, see what happens. So, but I think he's got it figured out now that when I get up beside him, I am probably going to ask him something. And if I have to touch him, okay, he's not responding. There we go. You see what happened there? I just gave it a wiggle. He jumped, and now I'm not even touching him. And get back over here where you can see me, because I don't want to be way off camera with him. But that's okay. This is good. I like doing this. And this is actually the third time I've had him in here today, because one of the things that we still have huge issues with is just getting him through the doorway. And but each time we lead him through the door, he gets a little bit better. This time he was actually quite a bit better. And yeah, it might take a while, a little bit at a time. That's okay. It's one of the things that I emphasize. You can never go too slow. You can only go too fast. Take your time. Be patient. Because horses don't wear watches. They have no idea how long it's taking. Okay, it takes as long as it takes. And one of the things that you really, really have to have when you're working with a horse is patience. And if you don't have it, they'll teach you, I assure you. Because if you don't learn patience, you're going to learn some other lessons that are going to be a little uncomfortable, I can assure you. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to come up beside him, and he's moving, and I'm not even touching him. Very good. Now, that's not a very nice side pass. That's not exactly what we want, but at the moment we're not real concerned with how well he does it. I'm more concerned with whether or not he's paying attention when I cue him. Now I'm just going to do it again from the other side because he's really, really looking over the other way. We'll see what happens here. He's not paying attention, is he? Oh, there. And I'm not touching. I never did touch him. I just got very close to him, and then I flicked the flag, and he paid attention to me. There. Well, one of these days we're going to have to start working on a little better side pass, because that's not a very good one, but he's responding, and that's the important thing, is we want him to respond, and we use this to help get him responding. That's our goal. So, hope it helps. Try this little tip out and see if it works for you. Have a good day.